Well, hello there.
Hello.
I would love to start by having you tell us your name and telling us a little bit about what you do.
Okay. My name is Rebecca Grow. It was when I was in the theater. I was in the theater for a long time. Rebecca Taylor Grow. If you want to look me up on the internet, you can. But I I work in media. I started with watercolor. Somebody
Hmm.
talked me into taking a class. I was in Matthews County, and at the Bay School, I took my first class, and I fell deeply, deeply in love with visual arts because I had been working collaboratively for my entire life as an actress, a director, a producer, and a teacher in the theater in New York and LA and all sorts of weird places. So I was
So that
happy
was a
to.
big transition for you from theater to painting.
Oh, it was, but I was living in Matthews County, and I came down from New York, and I had friends that were doing some theater in at William and Mary, so I came and directed for them, and I fell in love with uh, the birds on the water. And
Uh-huh.
it was right after 9/11. I think it was a year after that. Um, and so I moved down here, and there wasn't enough theater to keep me busy, so somebody talked me into a class, and as I like to describe it, I fell deeply in love. And after the class, I came home and took all of my scripts and I gave them
Felt
away. Really wonderful not to have to answer any questions and to be the really the source and control of what I was doing because the theater is collaborative. No
Absolutely.
one-
So
Yeah.
what did you start with?
I started with watercolor and I was doing 2D work. And then the Bay School had an auction and we were doing um, table settings that were our favorite uh, painters. And
Mhm.
I chose Georgia O'Keeffe, and I did this table setting, and I did these boxes, and I copied her paintings. It was just a table setting.
Mhm.
And then they auctioned the settings, and somebody bought it, and I thought, oh, this is a good idea then. I fell
Uh-huh.
in love with boxes. And I fell in love with the fact that I could paint and I could use my hands because I like to. I always liked when I was a kid to go down to my dad's workshop and dump all the uh, things out and try to fix my hair dryer or whatever it was,
Uh-huh.
hammer. So the boxes give me a chance to do craft, and I never thought I would do craft, but it is fascinating and wonderful. And those people who are craftspeople are to be admired because they work hard.
Oh, I
So,
absolutely agree. Was it
yeah,
was it the table setting that got you into painting the boxes? Is that how
yes,
that
I
happened?
painted these boxes. I painted these boxes, and they were. Now I work with wood boxes that I get. I reclaim them. Um, what I did was, what I do now that nobody showed me how, it just sort of developed. I do a painting like it's laid out in terms of what the box looks like, because the paintings start on the top and they flow down over the sides of the box so that you have five ways of viewing the subject.
Hmm.
And it's also a design dilemma because when you're laying everything out, you have to know where they're going to come together when it's cut, because you do this painting that sort of looks like a cross, and then you cut it. And if they don't match, the sides don't match, you are really not happy. In fact, I'm in my studio, part of my studio now, and there's a painting drying behind me. And anyway, um, then what happens is you cut,
Can't see it.
cut
We just see the beautiful forest.
yeah, much better that way. So when you cut it, you have these pieces, and then they are mounted on the wood box. The box is cleaned and it's sanded, and all kinds of things happen to the box to make it new again.
Hmm.
And then I uh, glue the painting onto the box, and then there are three different finishes that go on to the watercolor painting. The first one is so that the watercolor won't run.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one is a kind of a base. And then the last one is a UV substance, which means that they can stand the light.
Okay, okay. And
Um,
I saw some of your beautiful work on your website. Do you primarily do flowers and nature motifs?
I do. I'm not very good with a straight line. So doing architectural things are not in my wheelhouse.
Mhm.
So I do what I love. I do some animals, but I do a lot of nature.
Can you remember one that might have been your favorite, or is there a particular design that you like doing more than others?
Well, what happened was after I learned how to do these boxes and I discovered people liked them and people were buying them,
Mhm.
um, then like all artists, they go, oh, well, what can I do next? So I began to sculpt
Mhm.
the boxes, and I use paper and I use wood, so I whittle, and
Oh,
then
wow.
I also use some clay. So that's the process that I'm in now. And the one that is my favorite is called The Fallen Hero. And when we moved from the Bay to the Shenandoah Valley, the place that we moved into, they cut down a tree. And this tree had been there for a very long time. It was very big and it had this very gnarly box. And I thought, oh, it's a fallen hero. And
Mm-hmm.
that led me to all kinds of things. I There was a Pulitzer Prize winning book in the 2018 called the Overstory,
Hmm.
and it was about trees and about the fact that we cut them down, you know. So anyway, the fallen hero, and the box is a square that looks like a section of a cut tree,
Okay.
and on each side you see where the cut happened, and then you see the log and all the things that happen with the sculpting, the clay and the other wood and the painting, and then and it's old and fallen and dead, and but then when you open the box, it flips open and there's one, two, three, there are four sides, and you see the tree as it was when it was beautiful and alive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love
So
that.
yeah, I do too. I do too. Uh, so it's led me to a lot of trees. I was out this morning walking around where we live, and there are some wonderful trees that will be showing up.
Hmm. Is there anything you're working on that you could show us now?
That would mean I have to get up. Are we okay? These, of course, I call these my children.
Hmm.
This is a tree. Can you see it?
If you hold it in, no, no, it's just blending into the background. I
Oh,
saw it for a second, but
oh, it wants to see. Huh. Anyway, it's a magnolia tree. It's
okay.
somebody that has a lot of moss on it. This is another one. This might show up better.
Okay. Yep, I can see that one.
This is an orchid,
Uh-huh.
and there are
You
some.
mentioned Georgia O'Keeffe as one of your influences. I can see that.
I just love who she was as a human being and
Mhm.
what her paintings were, and I love to look deeply into flowers, and then this is interesting because it opens up to another thing. Sometimes I put things on the inside.
Okay. We can see it a little bit.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
people can come to the website. I've got a
Yeah,
lot of
absolutely.
yeah, I've got a lot of new things to put up. So I'm going to be doing that in the next few weeks, and I just love the fact that we're doing this. This gave me a reason to turn off the news and get busy.
Yes, absolutely. So is your website the best place for people to go see your work and to purchase your boxes?
So I think
Okay.
so. Are we? I'm not quite sure how I understand how that's going to happen. I have a website. It's Rebecca. grow.com, and they can purchase on the website. I'll get that all put together
Okay.
and hopefully.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. We'll have this interview on our virtual festival. We'll have it on our social media. So that'll all link to your website, and hopefully a lot of people will go check out your beautiful work and see
Thank you.
what you've been working on. Is there anything else you'd like to mention that I haven't asked?
Let me look at my note. um, I think what is interesting for me is, people say, oh, I make very beautiful things, but what interests me about nature is that it is a beauty, and it is very fierce.
Mm-hmm.
And both of those things drive me to want to paint it, to catch it, I have a one of my personal boxes, it's upstairs, which is a blue heron is hanging on with its claws to the nest, and both of its wings are wood that I had carved, and it's called Shelter in Place, which
Mm-hmm. Right.
when I was on the bay, we would have terrible storms, and I thought, what did they do? Where did they go? How did
Mm-hmm.
they survive? They'll leave their babies, So
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Oh, well.
But I think that's it. I will be putting on my website also a way for people who have gotten some work before, let them know about this. And I don't know. I don't have any
No,
more to
that's
say.
wonderful. Thank you. No, Rebecca, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me and share about your work and your experiences and about yourself. Thank you so much.